The long-standing rivalry between Hole frontwoman Courtney Love and ex-Nirvana drummer and now Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl is common knowledge. But today, I'm going to break it down in chronological order. In the early 90s, Grohl and Love were on some level friends, or at least mutual, as Dave was one of the only people to attend Kurt Cobain and Courtney's 1992 wedding. Krist Novoselic infamously did not attend the wedding due to his opinion on Kurt and Courtney's relationship. The two seemed on decent terms during this flash in the pan that was Nirvana, but after Cobain's untimely death in 1994, things went quiet. In January of 1994, Cobain and Love's relationship was no doubt on the rocks, and Nirvana went into the studio for what would be their last ever studio recording session to record the song You Know You're Right. This would be the last ever song recorded by Nirvana. Some have speculated that Cobain's lyrics in the song were about his deteriorating relationship with his wife. Fast forward to 1999, 5 years after Cobain's death, and Courtney appeared on Howard Stern's infamous radio show, where she addressed Grohl by saying, quote, "Kurt hated you." There's a history of petty issues and arguments between Grohl and Cobain, but we'll never know how Kurt actually felt about his bandmates. In 2001, Novoselic and Grohl planned to release the unreleased You Know You're Right on an upcoming Nirvana CD box set, to which Courtney responded by suing the remaining Nirvana members. During the court battle, court info was leaked to the public, with Love accusing the Foo Fighters frontman and Novoselic of taking advantage of her grief after Cobain's passing to coerce her into signing documents stating that Grohl and Novoselic were equal members in Nirvana, when she actually believed they were just hired guns. Grohl and Novoselic, on the other hand, painted Love as a social climber, trying to use her Nirvana connections to advance her own music career. Love claimed that under copyright laws, she has exclusive ownership of the right of publication for all unpublished songs of Kurt Cobain, and that she has not given her approval for the song to appear on the box set, which was being released to commemorate the 10th anniversary of Nevermind. Grohl and Novoselic fired back, alleging that Love maliciously used the song to tie up the box set's release and gain leverage in her ongoing legal battle with her record company, according to court papers. Love was in the middle of suing Universal Music Group, claiming major labels acting together as an illegal trust and forcing artists to sign unfair contracts. Love asked the court to dissolve the Nirvana LLC partnership she entered into with Grohl and Novoselic in 1997. The limited liability company controls such band assets as unreleased music and images, and requires a unanimous vote on major decisions. She claims her judgment had been significantly impaired when she signed on, and said she was under the mistaken impression that Grohl and Novoselic could force a buyout of her interest in Cobain's publishing rights if she didn't enter into the agreement. She followed up with a claim that Nirvana, quote, was conceived, created, and sustained by Kurt Cobain. He gave the band its name, wrote the songs, played lead guitar, and was lead singer, end quote. Her complaint identifies Grohl as the group's sixth drummer and downplays his and Novoselic's roles in the group, stating, quote, "The artistic and commercial output of Nirvana was the creation of Kurt Cobain, and the general public and audience for Nirvana makes no distinction between Nirvana and Kurt Cobain." The judge sided with Courtney and granted her an injunction, blocking the release of You Know You're Right, as well as a movie about Cobain's life. In 2002, portions of You Know You're Right was being leaked online, and in September of 2002, an MP3 file of Nirvana's final song was leaked in its entirety. Numerous radio stations started playing the track, ignoring several cease and desist orders from Geffen Records. After fan backlash, in late September, Love, Grohl, and Novoselic released a joint statement announcing that the lawsuit had been settled and that You Know You're Right would be officially released on the Nirvana Greatest Hits album later that year. It was eventually released as a promo single, with the song being officially released on October 8th, 2002. Things seemed to calm down between Grohl and Love after this situation, and it wasn't until 2007 when Courtney reiterated the Cobain claims from 1999 on her MySpace page, saying, quote, "Kurt loathed him more than anyone else," referring to Grohl. I couldn't find anything reporting that Grohl had responded to these claims. However, in 2012, 10 years after the infamous court battle, Love made a serious accusation against the Foo Fighters artist. Courtney claimed that Grohl had hit on Frances Bean Cobain, Kurt and Courtney's only child, when Frances was underage. Grohl's publicist released a statement saying the tweeted accusation was offensive, upsetting, and absolutely untrue. Frances Bean herself shot down this allegation, saying it was completely false and politely asked Twitter to ban her mom. Love responded to this by saying, quote, "Dave's a piece of shit, but he's a really good drummer." Things once again went quiet until 2014, when it was announced Nirvana would be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame 20 years after the death of Cobain. During the induction ceremony, Grohl, Novoselic, Love, and Wendy O'Connor, Kurt's mother, all took the microphone. Love then took the microphone, and instead of transcribing it, I'm gonna play the video right now.
You know, I have a big speech, but I'm not gonna say it. Hi. We all start bands when we're kids, and this is my family I'm looking at right now, all of you. Brother Michael, Brother Chris, Grandma Wendy, Mr. Grohl. Come on, David and Krist. That's it. I just wish that Kurt was here to feel this and be this. 20 years ago, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame maybe wasn't. But tonight, he really would have appreciated it. He would have appreciated Chris and Dave and Michael and his mother and his sisters being here. And I just want to give this to Frances, our daughter, who's not here because she's ill. That's it. That's all I have to say. Thank you so very much, Jan, and the committee.
Courtney hugged both Grohl and Novoselic, seemingly putting their decades-long feud to bed. In 2021, Love once again fired a shot at Grohl, saying, quote, "3 months before I left LA, I signed a document that effectively gives Dave and Krist, my descendants, money in perpetuity. I was so broken, so scarred, so exhausted by him, I just fucking signed it, but it's a lie, so I'm unsigning it. It's nonsense, the chaos and fury over Kurt's death being directed at me, deflected by Dave while he enriched and continues to enrich himself, gorging on Kurt's fortune and Kurt's goodwill. 27 years, I've had enough," end quote. She followed up by stating she was, quote, "over being made small," before decrying Grohl's public reputation as the nicest guy in rock. Courtney then apologized for this days later, and as we go into 2024, it's uncertain where they stand today.
Dave Grohl, Krist Novoselic, I heard you guys, kind of made up.
I don't really talk to Chris, but we're cool. But Dave and me, a lot of people saw the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame where we hugged it out, man, and it was all good. But the other night, we used to really like each other. And then there was 20 years where we sued each other. So,
Right.
And then